Hello and welcome to Community Spotlight. I'm Dan Monroe. Today my guests are Gus Hoyas and Miguel Carabello of Alto FSI Construction. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Now I know there is a big announcement. Alto has really made a big deal, but before we get to that, I want to know more about Alto FSI. Give me a bit of the background, the history, when you guys were founded.
Sure. Miguel, I'm going to turn that over to you if you want.
No problem. Yes, absolutely. So my background is in heating and air conditioning industry. I finished a significant project in 2019 here in Cleveland with another individual. And in 2020, we decided to try to partner up and try to find some work at the Metro Transformation project here in Cleveland. Unfortunately, we weren't able to acquire some of the mechanical work that we were hoping to do so, but another opportunity presented itself. Right. So at that time, Turner had implemented a mentor-protege program at the project. And it was an individual by the name of Tom Dake had approached us with Superior Insulation. And he had approached me and has said, hey, how about, I know it didn't work out on the mechanical for you. How would you like to come aboard and start a business with fire stopping and mechanical insulation? And at that time, I wasn't really interested because my passion and my heart was into the mechanical on the HVAC side. And after putting some more thought into it and some persistence on Mr. Dake's side, I reached out to a buddy of mine at that time, the individual that went with me to Metro. I had told him, hey, listen, this opportunity presented itself. I'm going to go and try it with you if we could go in on it together, because it's obviously too much for one individual, right? So we had come up with a plan that I would handle the individuals out in the field, the workforce, and he would deal with the back office, all the administrative part of the business. And so we got together and we were figuring, how is it that we can acquire new work amongst the two of us? And in conversation, he said, hey, I have a really good friend of mine who knows a lot of contacts in town, a lot of general contractors, he knows politicians, so very well known in the Hispanic community. And he's brought up Gus here. So the three of us got together and we came to a point where we decided, hey, let's do this collectively. So the three of us decided to form Alto back in 2020.
Well, that's really interesting. So actually it was a third person that kind of brought you guys together. I was trying to figure out where that connection lies, because how do you really create a company like that? It probably takes a lot of work, probably a lot of brain power as well.
Well, I think a lot of transparency. I think Mr. Dake, Tom Dake, who is the owner, president of Superior Industrial, saw a niche in the marketplace today, which is life safety, which basically is you're basically covering up penetrations where you do the insulation, any plumbing, any electrical and the like. So you saw that as a venue, as an opportunity. For us as minority contractors in Cleveland, we said, okay, this is a great opportunity to expand and grow, and also dabbling into this industry that you're going to see nothing but fire stopping going on around town, especially with the billions of dollars that are going up in construction. So it came from Superior Industrial, bottom line, and the partnership with Turner Construction has been phenomenal with the Mentee Mentor Protege program. We're in our fifth year, going into our fifth year here in 2025. So we've been fortunate, we've been blessed. We're working at Ohio State, down in Columbus, expanding into Pittsburgh, hopefully going down to Nashville, trying to get into the Detroit market as well. So it's all been relationships with us, and it's been growing. It's been growing.
And Gus, what's your background?
My background, ironically, is insurance. I've done insurance for 30 years. Been blessed many times over, had a lot of general contractors involved. We have a practice that I bought into back in 2007. I left the corporate world as an executive. Bought that practice in the Twinsburg-Hudson market and grew that to a good size agency right now, which I'm leaving a legacy for my daughter. So it's just been a great process with that as well.
Now you talked about it a little bit, but I want to really focus now. What exactly the projects, what does Alto FSI actually do as a construction company? You mentioned life saving and things like that. Talk more about that in detail if you could.
Well, it's life safety. Basically, it alleviates with smoke penetrations into the hospital. So, or hospital or schools or whatever it may be, wherever anybody sleeps is basically the term I would use. That will protect that. So we do that, and we do basic insulation. on commercial lines, whether it's heated pipes, cold pipes, med gas, so forth. So in a nutshell, it's more or less insulation, but we also cover up all the penetrations that are in hospitals or any place that you sleep, hotels or schools in general.
And you guys have been together 5 years.
5 years in April.
How many employees do you have?
Well, we're union shop, so our employees on average, we have about anywhere from 4 to 6 steady. On bigger projects, anywhere from 8 to 15. Okay. So
now, when you start out, how do you go about creating a client base? How does that all start? How do you go out and say, hey, we're here in the market now, here's what we could do? How does that work?
Well, that's been, not to take all this, but that's been a marketing thing that we've done. There's a lot of relationships out here. There's a Contractors Employers Association that is out on the east side. They have all the general contractors a part of that organization. We have our Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We also have the Hispanic Roundtable. You have the Spanish American Committee. You have the Urban League of Cleveland. You have special programs that reside within some of these general contractors in town with the Gilbanes and the Turners and the Panzicas and the Higleys, that we've been in that mode. We've been in that environment for probably, I want to say, 7, 8, almost 10 years. So it's been relationships. So when you ask the question, how do we go about it? It's one, identifying what we can do as a contractor. 2, kind of leveraging our relationships now.
And you are a Hispanic-owned company. Talk about that. Talk about is there a lot of diversity in this area, in this business? Or are you one of the few Hispanic-owned companies like this?
You go ahead. You're doing really well.
Well, no, there is. We're probably the only Hispanic at this time. I'm going to say, yeah, we are the only Hispanic. There's other minorities involved in this particular trade of insulation and fire stopping, but there is diversity. There's nothing but room and opportunities, and I think that's what our mentor sees, because that's a big question he always says. Hey, why are you helping another competition? Well, it's never going to be a competition. It's 40 plus years of experience. We're always going to be trying to catch up and do whatever, but at the end of the day, there's diversity out there. There's a scope that many others can participate in this trade that we're in.
Well, you mentioned this too, but Turner Construction is a big company in the market. How have they, you said the mentor-mentee program, how have they taken you under their wing to kind of guide you where you should be going as a company?
Well, Turner, listen, I'll tell you what, Turner's played a significant role in our success, right? I wish other firms would cultivate the culture of Turner's, right? They promote diversity, inclusion, and they support underrepresented employees as well. And they also put some programs together that yield great results, right? So they were able to match us up really well with Superior, and having a great mentor lets us accomplish all the great things that we have to do to continue on. Well, you just secured a big contract with Turner. Talk about that, a $4 million contract. What does that mean?
Oof, sleepless nights.
A lot more work. Huh?
A lot more work, a lot of pressure, a lot of excitement. We did receive that contract through our partnership, and I want to mention those partnerships. That's Coleman Spawn as well, which is Helm Construction, and Superior Industrial. And it's a unique experience that I don't think we've seen here in Cleveland of size and magnitude. We'll be working in one of the largest healthcare facilities in the country. On this job, we have an African American, you have a Hispanic, and you have a white angle construction company. And we're all partnered. We all worked on this project together for 2 years. It's not an easy project to get and obtain, but like I said, it was a great process and approach the way we did it. And Turner helped us. They had trust and confidence in us, as well as our other 2 mentors with Lonnie Coleman and Tom Dake. They were tremendous helping us out with this. Well, this contract also made history too in Cleveland. Talk about that. Well, it's the largest that we know of as far as healthcare being provided to a minority firm, Hispanic more or less, I should say. And it made history in Cleveland as a sizable contract, bonded, secured, we're all good to go. So it was something that I think I give credit to who gave it to us from a Turner perspective, but there's, I'm sure, a lot of eyes looking at us from a community perspective as well as fellow contractors, making sure that we succeed. So what can you tell me about this project? Where is it taking place at the Cleveland area? What can you talk about? What health system it involves? It's down Carnegie. Mm-hmm. You can't say much. Okay, I got you. Carnegie. It's one of the largest facilities in the country and the world. So that's where we'll be. Well, that's good. That's good. What else do we need to know about Alto FSI that maybe people watching don't really know? I think the biggest thing, Miguel, and I'll let Miguel spiel on this too, is the biggest thing we want for Alto is be an example. We're blessed, both of us, many times over. We wanted to dabble and create this company, and also hopefully leave it as a legacy. If I'm not here, we want to bring others in to, see the opportunities that we're seeing. Yeah. So we're trying to create a strong Hispanic construction firm, not just for Hispanics in general, but just letting them know that if we as minorities did it, we can accomplish it and have others follow behind us doing the same thing. That's my biggest goal out of all this.
No, absolutely. I totally agree with Gus. I just want to be able to demonstrate to everyone that we do have the capabilities and we can perform at a really high level given the opportunity. Right, so we could be on the forefront of this movement. Gus here has been advocating for Latino participation around town, and he's being heard. And we don't want to disappoint anyone, and I know we're going to be able to demonstrate to everyone that we are more than capable of getting these jobs done.
That's great. It's good to be heard, too. It's good to be heard. If people want more information about Alto FSI, where can they go?
Reach us at my email, gh@altofsi.com, and telephone number is 330-321-5465.
All right. Gus Hoyas, Miguel Carballo, owner of Alto FSI. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. And,
thank you.
And good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much.
All right, appreciate it.
And thank you for watching Community Spotlight. I'm Dan Monroe, and we'll see you next time.